The game with our analysts Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. You take a look at the Spurs winning the. How did he hit that shot?
I don't believe what I just saw right there.
And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two.
And how good a playmaker has Tony Parker been? One of the best in recent history. The all-time leader in assists for the Spurs over his 14 years there. Just a crafty guy with the ball in his hand.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. And continuing our talk of Tony Parker, the first year he laced up his sneakers, he increased the tempo for that entire Spurs offense, and it continues to this day.
Yeah, and the increase in floor spacing and tempo, a big reason the Admiral, Tim Duncan, and Parker won the championship together in 2003, and obviously Duncan and Parker have won a few more rings since then.
And that's going to be a turnover. They called for 8 seconds. Golden State's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. From deep, the feed to Curry. From deep three-point range, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Curry. .114 left in the first quarter. Parker double-teamed. At the elbow, it's Aldridge. And he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spot. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there. How about that, breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk?
A nice way to pad that lead a little more.
Yes, indeed.
Curry. Another miss by Curry.
He's been an absolute non-factor. Zero factor this game. Just a horrible performance from him.
And nice job again. That time to add to their lead. They're doing everything right at the moment.
Greg, you're exactly right. Good, solid, steady, no-frills basketball. Doing it in all aspects of the game right now, and that's a hard combination to beat. Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
From deep, sinks it. What range from outside. Wow.
Always a threat, guys. Three-point land that time.
So Golden State will get the first possession. And the starting group for the Spurs. Defensive-minded Green and Leonard are the wings. Duncan out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Parker in at the 1. Buries the jumper to finish the break. Parker's got the first points up on the board here for San Antonio.
Always nice to get the first lead of the game.
Yeah, I agree with you there because it, to me, is just much more comforting to play from the front than to be battling from behind.
Here's Green. The fast break ends at the rim with the jam.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
Parker with the steal. drops in the breakaway layup. Parker's got his second basket of the game. And a look at how the hustle game has been going for San Antonio.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition.
Aldridge kicks to Leonard. It's stolen by Green. And now running up the court, Rush pushing it all the way. Thompson for the triple. Good. Thompson's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
Guys, you will not see too many of those kind of threes in transition.
It's stolen by Bogut. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Spurs will take it.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Ezeli's checked in for the Warriors. Iguodala comes in for Brandon Rush. San Antonio also making some changes. David West, he's checked in for Aldridge. Ginobili comes in for Daniel Green. And it's Mills in for Tony Parker. On its way from Curry for two. That one falls. Coming off Iguodala's feet.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
And he gets it to go. Mills has got his first 2 points. Here's Curry. He's coming off a 28-point game against Milwaukee.
And don't forget about his work on the glass. I mean, he contributed in a number of ways.
And Steph Curry with the foul. That's his first foul.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Greg, those are always tough to judge, but I think the official got that one right.
And that concludes the first quarter of play. Spurs up. And Spurs head coach Greg Popovich, very demanding. Throughout the years, he was hardest on his point.
My first 3-4 years, it was tough sometimes.
Even though it seems like that was a very long time ago now, to hear Tony Parker talk about it now, it still sounds very fresh to him.
Did he acknowledge, Kevin, that he cried?
It sounds like it, yeah.
The game made him cry. That's one of the things fans forget about with professional athletes. No matter how successful they get, players never forget that pain and frustration or those other emotions they've gone through to help get them to where they are.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And taking a look at San Antonio's performance here. What do you think they've been doing or not doing?
A lot of times, the team that owns the paint is going to come away with the victory, and that's what they've done here thus far.
Yeah, why change the plan until they make you? And that's where they should continue to attack moving forward, going inside.
Iguodala out there with Festus Ezeli. Then there's Barbosa. Then there's Maurice Spates. And it's Livingston in at the point. That's the group for the Golden State Warriors to start the second quarter. Catching up on the changes for Golden State. Klay Thompson comes in for Leandro Barbosa. And Steph Curry subbed in for Sean Livingston. San Antonio also making some changes. Tim Duncan, he's checked in for West. Aldridge comes in for Boris Diaw. And it's Green in for Manu Ginobili.
Great outside shooting fueling this run.
Then the D is getting bombarded. They haven't been able to slow them down the least bit.
Here's Parker. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. Parker's got 6 points.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But, boy, that was a nice job.
Aldridge dishes to Green. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Anderson passes to Duncan. Back to Anderson. The 9-foot shot, and that comes off the assist by Duncan. And we're now about a minute and a half into the second quarter. Thompson from long range. Another three for Golden State.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
And, Greg, it's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots. Tony Parker doing major work with some nice hoops.
Another three for Golden State.
Out of their last 5 makes, how about all 5 from long range?
Well, the defense just hasn't pressed up to deny any of those looks, guys. I mean, they're hanging back and getting picked apart.
And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. And here is Curry. That will count. He knocks it down. And a pretty tightly contested.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny Smith, and the first half was all about Stephen Curry. He had 13 points and won it. So that does it for us. Hope you enjoyed our halftime show. Now,
we have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. One guy who's been getting it done so far, Stephen Curry.
And the threes, they just dropped for him consistently. He was in a zone in that first half.
I'll say, this couldn't have been a more productive day for him from long range so far.
Here's who Greg Popovich is starting in the second half. The always reliable Parker and Green in the backcourt. Kawhi Leonard is out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Duncan in at the 5 spot.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for him.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum.
Golden State's gone 7 of 9 on three-pointers tonight. Outstanding mark from long range.
And so last season for Tony Parker, somewhat of a shift. He was solid, but injuries cost him a few games. He also had his lowest assists and points per game totals since his rookie year. But he fought through like the champion that he is.
Curry with a wide-open look from beyond the arc and then some. Curry's got 5 points now this quarter.
They just continue to splash home those threes. Eliminating the deep shot has to become priority number one for this defense.
Absolutely. You cannot allow a team to have that kind of a rhythm from beyond.
From deep three-point range, offensive rebound, the dish to Thompson. From deep three-point range, count that one. Thompson's got 9.
The lead changes hands once more. There has been no separation between these two teams.
It's made for one heck of an entertaining game. Even when it hasn't been the best basketball being played, it sure has been fun to watch.
And he's on his way to putting up a big three-point total.
Parker against Curry. Aldridge kicks to Parker, launches a three, and again it's San Antonio with a 3.
Oh, you got to love the back and forth action we're witnessing here right now. The crowd's going crazy. One moment for one three-pointer, then they come right back and boom, another. Boy, this is starting to get real.
Guys, intensity turned up at its highest level. A perimeter bomb fest going on right now.
Curry outside, and another 3 for Golden State.
And you know what? He's got a new BFF. It's the triple.
And it has been his BFF.
And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Warriors ahead. They lead by 7. And we're coming right back after this break to get the fourth quarter underway. The fourth quarter just moments away now as we welcome you back. And the Warriors with possession here. Iguodala and Green are set at the forward spots. Barbosa is out there with Livingston. And it's Ezeli in at the 5. So that's the group out there for Golden State.
I'm putting you in. Let's go.
From deep, Green cranes the 3, and yes, he'll go to the line for one more. They get Boris Diaw.
And they clearly are just destroying this group right now from the three-point line.
Yeah, and the defense knows it. They are fully stretched out trying to stop the three-point shot and still haven't been able to do it.
Catching up on the changes for Golden State. Andrew Bogut checked in for Ezeli. Rush comes in for Andre Iguodala. Klay Thompson, he's checked in for Leandro Barbosa. And look at that shot! How did that go in?
How about that?
Oh! Wasted no time on that one.
And he's been passive today, but maybe that's what he needs to get him going, because for them to be successful, he's got to be a little more selfish. And those aren't the type of three-point opportunities that you can allow in the NBA.
You're exactly right. Those come back to bite you every time, just like it's biting them now.
San Antonio calls timeout. They're down by 13. 1:30 left to play here in the fourth. And the Spurs with possession. It's a 13-point game.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Oh!
How about that, Kevin?
What range on that shot. It's amazing. And Leonard gets it to go.
The rapid-fire threes coming from everywhere.
Yeah, I'm not sure of the quality of that three-point shot attempt right there, going at it the way they did, but it all worked out for them.
And just because you can make it from outside doesn't mean you need to live there.
Not that far out anyway, Greg. I mean, you can work for a better shot than that.
And there's no doubt about this one, playing with a lot of confidence tonight. It's a statement victory for the Warriors.
Good point, Steve. And Clark, they had to battle for this win. There were times when it looked like it was maybe slipping away a bit, but they never let that happen, which I thought was a real credit to them.
I like their fortitude, their toughness, particularly in terms of dealing with adversity. Anytime things didn't go their way, they just put their nose down and stayed with it. And because of that, they were able to pull away.
And guys, at this point in the long NBA season, this will go down as win number 25.
A fantastic show. And what an amazing all-around game it was for Curry.
Look out, and then you throw him stuff like that. How does it even go in? He pulls a Houdini.
Oh, my goodness.
From deep. Green with the rebound. From deep.
Timeout.
Timeout called the Warriors. They're ahead by 16. 3 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
You know, I'm not sure why you call a timeout this late. I mean, the game is more or less over.
I think they might just be taking a few extra seconds to enjoy the win. Is that plausible?
Or maybe just rubbing it in. That's possible.
Timeout called the Warriors. They're ahead by 16. 3 seconds left in the fourth. Curry. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
Yeah, they were the superior team in every department, in every category to me, Kevin. I know they're fans.
Yes, Kevin, thank you.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, Ernie Johnson, along with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Let's quickly move forward now to the presentation of our Stephen Curry. No matter what they threw at him during the second half, it seemed like he had the answer and was able to find all the shots he wanted.
I don't know if there's a fan base that loves their star more than this crowd. Wow. I'm getting jealous, and he feeds off that support. Once they got behind him.
And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Hope you enjoyed the show. From myself, Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and the entire